Hey guys, moving on with my CD collection for part 5, I think. Part 4, part 5, I don't know. We'll have to see. Next we have a side project of the vocalist of Rat. This is Arcade. If you guys know who Rat is, Stephen Pearcy, when I guess he left the band or they weren't doing a whole lot, he started a group called Arcade, and not too bad. Definitely Stephen Pearcy. If you like Stephen Pearcy, I'd check him out. Nothing that's gonna really make you fall out of your seat, but it's definitely some fun stuff to listen to at times. Next, we've got a band, Archaic Winter. I actually listened to this today. I revisited it because I remember really enjoying it, and really the later half of the album is much better. Agony's Closet has a really cool beginning riff. The vocals are kind of hard to hear. The production's just not really great. Metabolic Records, still a really cool thing, or cool album. I dig the artwork because it's got it's got someone like grieving in like a graveyard. It's like snowing outside. But this is Archaic Winter's The Psychology of Death. So next we've got some metalcore. As I Lay Dying. I don't care what you guys think about them. I love them. 94 Hours is a great song off this album. Elegy, I just Undefined. I like As I Lay Dying. I don't care if he tried to kill his wife. Tim Lambesis is fucking just awesome. He's a great vocalist, and I'm sad to see that he lost his band over a poor decision that he made. A lot of poor decisions, as a matter of fact, but whatever. This is another As I Lay Dying. This is A Long March, the first recordings. Just some demos and stuff. And then there's an EP. Some stuff I haven't actually listened to on this. But moving on to this album, An Ocean Between Us. I really enjoyed An Ocean Between Us and Nothing Left on this. This is a really good album. I enjoyed it. Not everybody did, I'm finding out, but As I Lay Dying, you're gonna get what you get. But now to my favorite As I Lay Dying, Shadows Are Security. Standout tracks for me on this were Confined, Darkest Nights, Through Struggle, Truth of My Perception. Did I say Losing Sight? I don't know. But yeah, really, really good album. Easily my favorite. I really dig the artwork. It's very simple, but at the same time, it's just got, I don't know, the color scheme, everything about it just works. I really enjoyed that a lot. Now, we're moving on to one of the smallest, digipacks I've got. This is The Powerless Rise. I don't remember a whole lot on here that I like, as far as that I remember, but it's As I Lay Dying. I love As I Lay Dying. One thing I think is cool about this is the way it opens up. It's got like a temple up here, some shrine. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, As I Lay Dying, Powerless Rise. I think it came out like 2009 ish. But it is a very thin digipack, and this motherfucker needs to get back in. Okay. Next, we've got I guess like a B-sides kind of album by them. It's called The Cost, so I believe that's for like 10th anniversary. I don't know. But this is what really helped me. Like, they cover Slayer's War Ensemble on here. They also have a song called From Shapeless to Breakable and Paralyzed on this, which I really enjoyed. They also cover Hellion and Electric Eye by Judas Priest. Everything else on here is just kind of like remixes that I don't really care about, but I got this when Sam Scuddy was going out of business with my dad, and that was the start to my As I Lay Dying collection. So very, very memorable. Glad to have it in my collection. Next, we've got the final and last As I Lay Dying album that was ever made. speaking of Awakened, Cauterized, Greater Foundation was a good song on here. Washed Away, My Only Home. I really, really enjoyed this album. It wasn't, Shadows Are Security. It was cool. I really love the presentation of it, though. I mean, it's got kind of like a book, and you can kind of go through and see what, if I can turn the pages. Like, there's all the lyrics and everything. But they really did a really good job on how they present it. I thought so, but really cool album. I believe this came out in 2012. This is the last album that they put out because Tim was a piece of shit and tried to kill his wife. Next, we've got another one of my favorite 80s bands, Asia. You guys have probably heard the song Heat of the Moment on here. It's a great song, but the whole album is great. I highly recommend you check it out, as well as the artwork. The artwork is the main reason I even listen to Asia. I mean, that shit just looks cool. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but yeah. Next, we've got my favorite album by Asia. Mostly because of the artwork. It's just a beautiful oasis. Yeah, like the birds and the water and it just looks like a beautiful paradise. Moving on, this is their album Alpha. I always thought it was cool because they got like eyes by the pyramid. I don't know. It's just a beautiful looking scenery. But Don't Cry is a great song. Eye to Eye, Last to Know, True Colors, and Open Your Eyes. I mean, The Heat Goes On. That's a good one too. Really great album. If you like 80s progressive, I guess, pop rock, check them out. Like I said, if you like Heat of the Moment, just buy, just look it up, buy it, whatever. Download on Spotify. I don't care anymore at this point. I'm kind of tired of fighting that battle because it's not one I'm gonna win. Next we have Astra, which is probably another one of my favorite artworks by Asia. I think I just dig the whole purple looking alien and the planet behind him. Can't remember a whole lot on this. I think I really need to re-listen to it because I bought it and I might not even listen to it once because I have so much other shit to listen to. So, project I need to take care of. And this is where shit gets harder to put in my damn CD case. Next, we have a classic by I guess a lesser known band, unless you're like big in the underground community. I'm speaking of Asphyx, Last on Earth, or Last One on Earth, excuse me. These guys, I believe, I don't remember where these guys are from. I want to say it's Canada, but I could be wrong on that. If you don't know Asphyx, they are great death metal. Highly recommend you check them out. But next we have oh my god, this is frustrating as fuck. Nigger. Yeah. There we go. Okay. We have another Asphyx album, God Cries. Another, like, I ordered both of these actually from my old place of business. Really cool. This came out in '96, the year I was born. I have yet to listen to it, however. I need to listen to Last One on Earth a bit more extensively, so I have more to talk about with it. This next one is actually a band I never actually heard of. I went to a record store and they had someone came in and brought in like their whole metal collection. So I decided, you know what, hey. And I'm speaking of Asphyxia. It is a old school death metal band. It didn't make it very big at all. It came out in, is it going to tell me? It was put out by Rumble Records. It looks like it's from Germany. If you guys haven't heard of these guys, Exit Reality, Asphyxia, really check them out. They deserve it. They didn't make it very far, but I know the old school death metal fans will definitely really get a really big kick out of them. They're awesome. Next we have, in my opinion, the epitome of German thrash. I've heard of, you know, Sodom and Destruction and, you know, all those bands, but Assassin, I fucking love these guys. I heard The Upcoming Terror, and there wasn't a better intro to an album. Like, I have a hard time debating that. I love the intro to that album so much. And they do a really good job. This one, actually interesting, and they put out 2 albums, Interstellar Experience and The Upcoming Terror. Now, this has both of them on there, which is kind of weird. I never understood that, but it says it on there. I don't know if that was just how it originally came, but until I get one that's separate, this will suffice just fine. This shit was really hard to find. I actually paid $20 for it at a CD store or a record store that is still in business, as a matter of fact, and they are really cool. If you guys are ever in the vicinity of Lafayette, Indiana, go to a place called J&O Records. They are awesome. But yeah, Assassin, in my opinion, the epitome of German thrash metal. Not a lot of people know about them. I would check them out if I were you guys. Next we have a project I actually had a buddy of mine do. This isn't an official release, but it was self-released. Speaking of Astrum, March of the Tyrant. It's got some BDSM shit going on, and this bitch gonna slaughter or sacrifice or some shit. Cool stuff. They came out in 2016. You might be able to buy these still. I know if you're in this area, my old place of work has them buybacks, but yeah, check them out. Next, we've got At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul, excuse me. Really good album. Blinded by Fear. It's a great song on here. Under a Serpent Sun. And I don't have a whole lot of negative shit to say about this. I like At the Gates. I know they got a lot of hate from other people, because it sounded like someone said like Cataclysm copied them, but I didn't. I don't know. Like I think it was In the Arms of Devastation or something like that. And I mean, I sort of could hear it, but I don't know. Riff copying is hard for me to determine, mostly because I don't play an instrument and I don't know what all goes into it. Next, we've got At the Gates, Terminal Disease. Terminal Spirit Disease. I've never listened to this, and it's a very weird looking album cover for a death metal band. It was At the Gates, and I bought it, and I'm like, what's the worst that could happen with it? I haven't listened to it yet, and I debated on it earlier today. But I've got, I don't know, I had some black metal I hadn't listened to, and I've been more in a black metal mood lately, so I'll come around to it eventually. But At the Gates, Terminal Spirit Disease. Then we've got At the Gates, At War with Reality. Haven't listened to it yet. Need to. I bought it actually at a buybacks in Columbus or something like that. Now we get into. We are almost done with A's, guys. Autograph Missing Pieces. I actually haven't listened to anything off of this other than Turn Up the Radio. I don't know if this is a compilation or if this is it's just a re-recording, because this came out in '97 is what it says. I'm a big Autograph fan, at least with their early stuff, and I need to get their first album. I mean, I've got it, but it's like a CDR and I don't really count it. That's awesome. CD case, I gotta love them, right? Next we have Autopsy, Severed Survival. The thing about this album is I really prefer the censored artwork, which is this, compared to this, which is the uncensored. A better look is on the booklet. I'll get out and show you guys. Ow. Cutting my fingers up there. I don't know, like,
I don't like that was the first thing I saw was the Censored, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. There's nothing cooler than being out and being underneath a observation table, and we got the light, and you got the fucking neurosurgeon doctors just hanging over you. I thought that was really cool. But Severed Survival, if you don't know who Autopsy is, Charter Remains, Disembowel, Pagan Savior, Impending Dread, Severed Survival, Critical Mass. I mean, it's Autopsy. Really, really great death metal. Very unique too. I've never heard another band that sounds anything like Autopsy. They really set the standard for, I would say, American death metal. But anyway, guys, that concludes this video. I will see you in the next one later.